Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, October 23. This is the Monday message. Coming to you in performance art, it would seem like. Today or this week's card, I'm pulling them on Sunday night to help our crew out in getting the messages out to our communities during the week, since we're like across time zones. When I stream the Monday message at the start of my day, our folks on the East Coast and in Europe are already like, 12 hours ahead of us, 3 hours ahead, da 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 da. So I'm doing the card pulls on Sunday night. You can see those in our community Slack. I'm usually in my jammies pulling a card for the week. And this week is the communicator. Words have power. This is an important card for us this week because we have a lot of work to do to tidy up our internal processes. A large part of those actually do involve a lot of communication, either internally, externally with our clients and community. Any 21st century organization nowadays has to have, a lot of, not a lot, but a effective social media presence, all of that kind of stuff. And because we do so much training and facilitation, we have a ton of content that we are translating into, good stuff for the current media landscape. I'd love to stay in touch with you in all the ways possible. So become a member if you'd like at our website, follow us on the socials, all of that kind of stuff. And we're also getting ready to begin our recruitment for our next community of interns and apprentices, hopefully for the spring semester. And so having a good kind of infrastructure to plug everybody into so that we can all feel successful in our roles is important. We want everybody in the organization to have a voice in our decision making, but also be representatives of the organization if they feel called to do so. Seems like one of the kind of challenges of a lot of community organizations is that a lot of the external communications falls on one person. So the executive director or communications director or someone, sort of becomes the face and voice of an organization. And that is really kind of a consequence of that traditional hierarchical top-down model. And so we're exploring ways, in building the culture that we've built at Swell and the Collective Consultancy, where we have kind of distributed power and decision making. How do we then make sure that we're not falling into that same pattern? I realize the irony of that as I, the executive director, am kind of doing these Monday messages and sort of communicating my lens through my lens is what's going on in the organization this week. And I think right now it's really just a capacity issue. I started these live streams as a challenge to myself on my 50th birthday to step into or, begin to really kind of explore the different ways I could use my voice in service to this organization and the work that we do. So just the commitment to show up every Monday and do these was sort of the growth edge for me, because being kind of like a kid of Generation X, structure and discipline were kind of hard earned for me. They represented kind of punishment and constriction that I was always trying to fight against. And at some point, I kind of came to the realization that, discipline can be a beautiful thing, not a constrictive thing. It doesn't have to be punishment. It can be, really empowering when you design those rhythms and structures for yourself and learn how to hold yourself gently accountable to them. as kind of to support and hold you in the times where it feels like there's too much, or you're, kind of spinning out, or the anxiety threatens. Like having a structure to step back into in those moments, it's been awesome. So thank you for allowing me to have these moments, whoever happens to stumble upon them, and hear kind of my perspective of our organization and our growth. I'm grateful to be in community with you, even for that moment. So this week I am not traveling, which is great because the last few weeks have been busy on the road with clients. What I am doing is kind of getting to the bottom of a lot of piles that have accumulated since I was on the road, and we are doing a retro for one of our big projects this week. Actually today, right after this, and then also working on communication strategy, really going to be guided by this card. And I'm really going to try to not work with distractions this week, because one of the things that I've noticed is, I'll start a thing, I have 5 tabs open, and before you know it, a notification comes in, I'm doing that, I'm doing this. It's hard for me to really spend entirely focused, dedicated time on one thing. And I'm going to try that this week to really kind of step into that and minimize distractions and give myself some blocks of dedicated, uninterrupted, as much as I can, time to work on things. So anywho, stay in touch, reach out to each other, to us, to whoever you need. We're stronger together. Community is so important in healing, and I appreciate y'all.